Well, we want to welcome everyone to the majors meeting for fall 2020, and we know that this is a lot different. Johnny, Dane, and I have spent a lot of time with our president, Dr. Wendler, this summer, and Dr. Wendler is really determined to try to give everyone as normal a semester as possible. There's just no way that that's going to happen. So we're going to do our best to give you as normal as we can. One thing that Dr. Wendler has been saying a lot of is our new catchphrase for the university: new world, new way, but we're always WT. And I think that's really true, because we are always WT.
I'm Dr. Brooks, and I primarily teach the advertising courses in our department. I'm also the advisor for our competitive advertising team, Buffalo Advertising, which you'll hear about later. And I'm also a co-advisor for our MCOM Association organization.
Hi, I'm Kim Bruce, and I teach public relations classes and media writing. I also help advise 1910 PR and Eternal Flame, and I serve as the advisor for the competitive Bateman team.
Hello, I'm Dr. Chen. I'm teaching media theory and media ethics this semester. I am also overseeing the media internship class.
All right, next is Dr. Noah Franken. Dr. Franken typically teaches over in our comm studies side, but he's also the director of graduate studies. So if you're interested in grad school, you need to go meet Dr. Noah Franken.
I'm Dr. Nancy Garcia. I teach journalism courses, and I'm also the advisor for the Prairie News organization.
Next is Mr. Dane Glenn. Dane is our student success coordinator, and he's also teaching several classes for us this semester. If you have any trouble at all, one of your first lines of defense is to go to talk to Dane. Dane is hired by our dean to help students be successful. So he can be your best friend. So go by and meet him and get to know Dane. Next is Dr. Trudy Hansen. Dr. Trudy Hansen is everybody that you've seen today. She's our boss, and she is a wonderful boss, and she really takes good care of us down here in media communication. And she just announced at our meeting just a few days ago that this will be her last semester. So as a student, I'm sure she would appreciate you going by and telling her how much you appreciate her.
Hi, I'm Dr. Emily Kinsky, and I teach media design. I teach some PR courses and co-advise 1910 PR, our student-run PR firm, and co-advise the Public Relations Student Society of America. And as several others do, we also are over the Media Communication Association.
Next is Dr. Jessica Mallard. She is our dean, and I have said this a lot of time in a lot of meetings. I believe that we have the best dean on campus. She takes really good care of us, and she's really busy. Not only is she Dean of Fine Arts and Humanities right now, she's also the temporary director of the museum. So she has a lot on her plate right now, but she is really supportive of all we do. So if you see her in the hallway, be sure and tell her how much you appreciate her. Next is Dr. Michael McFarland. Mike is gone dealing with military stuff again right now. He should be back, though, any day now, but he teaches a lot of our introductory production courses. He teaches News One, and he's also teaching 1307 for the first time this semester. So that is Dr. Michael McFarland.
My name is Enyonam Osiweri, and I teach the mass media law, media ethics, and global media classes at the graduate level.
Hi, I'm Patrick Osiweri, and I teach the Intro to Media Com classes, 1307. I also teach some advertising classes, the ad principles and advertising and public relations research. And I'm teaching the new media class online this semester, and also helping with Eternal Flame practicum.
I'm Randy Ray. My title is Director of Broadcast Engineering, and I teach mostly production classes, audio production classes, advanced video production classes, and I teach multiple sections of 1307 and help manage the studios.
Hi, I'm Johnny Story. I'm the broadcast engineer for the department, and I I do everything from managing the radio station, all the studios, all the equipment. So you'll see me a lot once you take your production classes.
All right, well, here's some really important academic dates that we want you to write down on your calendars, plug them into your phones because they are really important. The last day to add a class is August 27th. The fact that we want you to leave this institution with several marketable skills. We want you to be able to have, want you to be skilled in multimedia production and design. We want you to be able to have management both in social media and traditional media. We want you to be very secure in your writing for print, broadcast, and digital. We want you to be able to do some significant research if you choose to do so. We want you to be a good leader, and we want you to have experience working with clients. These things are all important to us as your faculty. And as we thought about all those things that are important to us, Mr. Osiwari came up with something that we thought was really something that we could all get behind. Things as you think about MCOM. We want you to think about how important it is for you to meet deadlines. All of us are really sticklers about deadlines because the media world revolves around deadlines. So deadlines are really important. So please learn to meet your deadlines. Learn to communicate professionally. We are in the business of communication, so it's important that you learn how to communicate like a professional. Open yourself up to opportunities. I have said a lot in a lot of my classes, we are different than English, we are different than history, we are different than ag. A lot of our industry will introduce itself to you by different opportunities. Make sure that you open yourself up to these opportunities. You never know when different doors are going to open. And lastly, we want you to maximize your education. How do you maximize your education? And I know we all believe this, is that a lot of your education at West Texas A&M doesn't just happen in the classroom. A lot of your education happens in all these other opportunities that we give you. Yes, classroom's important, but all these other opportunities are equally as important. Take advantage of them.
Well, internship is the best opportunity for you to develop marketable skills. So if you're on an internship this semester, please consider taking MediaCom 4398. There will be no on-campus meetings in the fall semester, but you could still earn media communication internship credits by completing a collection of online assignments. For those of you who have already completed an internship during the past academic year, here's a chance for you to win a $1,000 cash award. Every year, the Career Services hosts the Intern of the Year competition, and the main goal of the competition is to honor one outstanding student who has completed an internship. If you are interested in participating in the competition, please go to the Career Services website to find more details about the application process.
Senior Portfolio meets on Monday afternoons at 4:30. It will be an online format this semester, but it still will meet on Zoom at 4:30. So please do plan on enrolling in that class if you're a graduating senior. It's required for graduation. Let's see, and you will produce something like here, what you're seeing, you will produce a digital portfolio that will be ideal for in your job search and in explaining to people what you do and demonstrating all that you've learned. So we're talking about saving your work, and that's what we mean, saving what you've done and completed, saving your video work, your everything that you've done, saving anything that you've done, saving your audio work, saving things that you've produced, content that you've created, saving all of that so you can put that together in a nice portfolio.
All right, let's talk about some of our competitive teams.
Buffalo Advertising is our competitive advertising team that is through the American Advertising Federation, and every spring semester we participate in the National Student Advertising Competition. We don't know who the 2020-2021 client is just yet, but it should be announced fairly soon. But essentially, we've had other clients that are national brands like Taipei frozen Asian food, and Ocean Spray, Wiener Schnitzel, and Adobe, amongst many other national brands. So again, we don't know who the client is yet, but that will be announced soon. The students who are taking Intro to Buffalo Advertising in this fall semester will have an opportunity to join the spring team and class called Ad Campaign. So be on the lookout for more information about who the new client is and our process throughout both semesters.
Bateman team is the competitive team for the Public Relations Student Society of America, and WT has a team. It is limited to 5 student members who produce an entire public relations campaign locally. And in the past, they have completed campaigns for groups like the Census 2020, so things that you're seeing happening in the Panhandle right now as far as gathering numbers for census. Last year's Bateman team helped put that together. And then also other nonprofit clients like Change Direction, which was a mental health initiative that students help prepare a campaign for. So stay tuned for this. Remember to consider how to apply.
You see that? You have seen this slide sprinkled throughout here. Man, we cannot impress on you enough how important it is for you to save your work, so that at the end, when you're ready to graduate, you're going to have something to put on your portfolio. We're going to be preaching this a lot. Let's talk about some of our student organizations now. One of the things that I want you guys to be aware of is MCA is going to continue through these strange times. MCA is made up of PRSSA, MBS, SPJ, BEA, AAF, different organizations. This is where we come together as an entire media communication department, and we join these different student organizations together.
So we have NBS, which normally meets weekly. We've decided we'll meet every other Thursday this fall, since we'll be doing it via Zoom. And so I help advise that, along with Randy Ray and Johnny Story and Dr. Mike McFarland. So if you have questions about that, you can ask us. But here's just a little bit. Students in NBS are able to compete in lots of different competitions. We submit student work and win, and you see the trophy cases full of these kinds of awards. And you get to learn from professionals in the industry, which we will continue to have speakers from the industry where you can learn from them. So we hope you'll consider joining or maintaining your membership in NBS this fall. For PRSSA, students who want to go into the field of PR, this is the place for you, Public Relations Student Society of America. This fall, we are partnering with some other universities in this consortium to meet together. And so it will be via Zoom, but we'll get to hear from speakers and meet other students who are at Grand Valley State, Kennesaw State, Samford, University of Memphis. We'll be hosting the November 5th meeting, and then American University brings up the end. So that'll be an exciting time, and we hope you'll join us with PRSSA and watch for more news about that.
We will also be having the Excellence in Journalism Conference. This is a conference that has been previously sponsored by the Society of Professional Journalists. It's every year sponsored by the Society of Professional Journalists, but every year they change the co-sponsor. So this year's is going to be the Radio, Television, Digital News Association that is co-sponsoring the conference. It was supposed to be in Washington, D.C. in September, but the convention has actually changed to an online format. It's going to be in September, so you can just, if you're interested in attending for the two-day event, September 12th and 13th, just go to www.spj.org/convention, and then you can register for all the sessions, and you'll be able to replay them later as well.
Well, one more time, let me say save your work, because how important it is for you to have something to put on your portfolio toward the end of your time here at WT. Let's talk about some of these opportunities we have to learn by doing. When you leave WT, it's important that you have a skill set on your resume. And the way you get that skill set, the way you get these tools for the industry is by doing a lot of these hands-on opportunities. So let's talk about some of those right now.
So 1910 PR has existed since spring 2017. It is our student-run PR firm for WT. You can enroll still for that and participate this fall. Just look for MCOM 2375. And it now says 1910 PR beside it, so you'll be able to recognize it. We'll be meeting at 10 a.m. on Friday mornings via Zoom. And so we'll tell you more about that, but you can still sign up to get that hands-on experience working with real clients, doing all sorts of work from content creation, graphics, writing, etc., doing social media management, and helping with events, which most of the Distinguished Lecture Series events for the university will be hosted virtually this fall. So it's going to be an exciting time to see how to host a virtual meeting and how to invite people. And so there's a lot of things you can learn, PR skills that you can learn and get to apply through 1910 PR.
Eternal Flame is the student-run and student content-driven magazine, and we have 2 leaders who have applied and received election as leaders this semester. Jesse Joseph, who you know will serve as the editor, and Karina Avila will serve as the assistant editor. So please congratulate them and when you see them, and let them know they'll do a good job as they produce online content.
And I'll add that when you sign up, you'll get the opportunity to be a staff member. And these are some of the staff members that we have. The class is still open and you can enroll in this class. Once again, just get that experience in content creation for magazine. Build up your storytelling skills. We meet Mondays, 12:20 in FAC 260. It will still be a face-to-face meeting. It will be a small group, so it'll be safe to meet, but we'll learn a lot. And so if you need a 1 credit practicum, make sure to sign up for Eternal Flame.
We also have the Prairie News, which is the student-run multimedia news organization. We are completely online, which means that all of the content is published on the website and distributed through social media and our website. The stories that we publish in the Prairie News, they also get published in the Kenya News. The work created can be submitted to TEPA, which is the Texas Intercollegiate Press Association, at the end of the year. And you are also part of the Society of Professional Journalists when you join the Prairie or the Prairie News Practicum. This is the list of our staff for this semester. Our staff usually works on 1 story per week. So if you're interested in getting published and doing reports around campus, just let me know. You don't necessarily have to be part of the practicum or part of this full-time staff to be part of the Prairie News. If you're interested in just being a contributor, just strengthening some of your skills, you can just join us and help us with whatever it is that you want to learn.
All right, I'm excited for another semester of KWTS. KWTS is our campus radio station. For those of you that didn't already know that, we operate at 6,000 watts. We've been on the air continuously since 1972. And KWTS is completely operated by students, and it is not just for electronic media or digital media students. If you are at PR, if you are broadcast journalism, we would love to have you take part in being a part of KWTS. This semester, our operations manager, Carly Crockett, is returning as manager. Jamie Abbott, who's been working really, really hard all summer long, and back even when the COVID stuff started, to keep us on the air. So we really appreciate Jamie's hard work. And sports is going to be interesting this semester, and directing all that is going to be Jake Boyson. I'm going to let Johnny talk about some of the new protocols we have in our labs now. Johnny?
So now our lab assistants that are coming back is Jordan Unfred, Sophia, and Isaiah. And we'd like to welcome Ben as a new lab assistant with us this semester as well. But I mean, if you guys know that social distancing is a must on campus, and we're working really hard about that. So our lab assistant is going to help with studios and equipment, making sure that we social distance, and of course cleaning. But we're also implementing a new paperless system so that we can check out through an app on our phones or tablets or even on our computers. So yeah, that's going to really help out with a lot of things. And the hours of our labs and tech room is going to change. So just be patient with us getting details set in place. Check in equipment in the mornings, and then you check equipment out over in the afternoons, and you get to keep it overnight. So we're going to be as flexible as possible, but we ask the same from you as well. Just be flexible with us with a new system and new hours and such.
All right, throughout today's presentation, but our majors meeting, we have talked a lot about saving your work. It's so important that you save your work so that you can prove that you have those skills that we have talked about today. And the way that you should save your work is to save it to your Microsoft OneDrive. This is something that is provided by the university to you and for you to save your work. Again, this is the Microsoft OneDrive, an excellent place for you to save your work. He couldn't be here with us today. Dane is doing some other things across campus, but he wanted us to mention his film studies class, which has changed because of everything that's going on, but it's going to be really interesting. He's going to be teaching a class on movies that have evolved out of video games. So something that would be really interesting, and I would encourage you to sign up for film studies on $33.92. Did I mention you need to save your work? Is there any other announcements from anyone?
Yes, Randy. I wanted all the students to know about this Creative Jam opportunity. You can sign up yourself for this, and you can Google it to find it. But this, the client for this particular Creative Jam is Amazon, and so that would be a fun one, I think, to compete on. You have to have a team. So gather some of your friends from other MCOM classes, maybe. This one will be coming up September 10th is when it starts. Usually they just go over a weekend, but this one's going to go for 2 weeks. So look for that. And then be sure to apply for scholarships from BEA. If you haven't yet joined, that's something that you can do free through our department. So be watching for more news about that, and be sure to apply by that deadline, October 15th. Also, something that is really exciting this fall, normally it costs quite a bit to go to Adobe Max. This year it's going to be free and online. So you'll be able to sign up to go and attend these different classes with more than 250 experts in different Adobe tools, but also some talk more about inspirational messages and just being creative in general, or the gig economy, all sorts of topics like that. So I encourage you all to go look for this now. Just Google Adobe Max and you can sign up. You'll have to sign in with your Adobe ID. If you don't have one, you can create one for free. But you can see some of the big speakers right there for the keynotes, and there are tons and tons more. So definitely sign up. One other thing I wanted to encourage all of you, whenever you earn a scholarship or you win an award of some kind, be sure to let somebody in 1910 PR know, because we've been hired by the Department of Communication to promote news from our department. So when you win a scholarship, that's news. If you win some other kind of award, that's news. So we'd be happy to share your news with everybody and celebrate with you. So just be sure to let us know.
It's really important that you stay connected. In today's world, one of the best ways to stay connected with what we're doing here in the Media Communication Department is through Facebook. So even though you may not be a big Facebooker, we would encourage you to stay in touch with these different ways. You can sign up through groups and in our Facebook page. Really important way for us to get important messages out to everyone at the same time. Have I mentioned to save your work? I don't know if I brought that up or not yet. Have I? Okay. Let me leave you with this. I know that these are trying times, and I know that this was not what you had in mind when you decided you wanted to go to college. College is different from you than it has been for anyone else ever. So here's what the entire media communication faculty wants to say to you right now. Persevere. If you look up persevere, the definition for persevere is to continue in a course of action even in the face of difficulty. We want you to know that we realize that these are difficult times, but we also want you to know that we are behind you and we're going to do everything that we possibly can to get you through this. And in saying that, we also ask that you be patient with us as we are in uncharted waters ourselves. Many of us have never taught this way. Many of us are doing things differently than we ever have before. So I just want to say, let us all persevere together. And I know that we're going to get through this. And I know for West Texas A&M University and the Media Communication Department, there are brighter days ahead. Thanks for being here.